Hello and welcome to Matt's Yard Maintenance and Garage. Today I'm going to take you through the whole process of how I built this flatbed. Alright guys, this is part 2 of the flatbed build. If you have not seen part 1, I suggest you go start at the beginning. Alright, so I cut this piece to length, this rear piece right here, right? And I'm going to bring you down to the corner and I'm going to show you exactly what my plan is here. Those pieces I cut, I'm going to make this corner, so basically, we're going to grind it a little bit, and this is not the final resting spot, but just to kind of give you the idea, these are what my corners are going to look like. Okay? Alright, I want you to take note. When I'm cutting this rectangle tubing, there is a factory welded seam. You want that to start off facing you when you start to make these cuts. If you do it the other way, you're going to end up with big problems. What's going to happen is the saw blade is going to get pinched. As you release that tension from that seam, it's going to start to close in. Ask me how I know. Listen, I make these mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself. Make sure you stay all the way to the end where I explain exactly how I made these corners. Oh boy. You know, if my engine stand wasn't buried, I'd use that. I got a better idea. Oh, perfect. Give it the shake test. Yeah, it moves. All right, sweet. So we're gonna bevel 3 sides. It's gonna be the outsides. This side, and this side. The inside we're gonna leave alone because we're just gonna weld up from behind, okay? On your front or back piece, we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be the outside, this side, and this side, okay? Make sure your seam is facing inward. You don't want the seam on the outside, okay? And then we're going to bevel this side, this side, this side, this side, this side, and this side, okay? And then that way when we weld it to here, right, we're going to weld inside those bevels, and then when we're done, we're going to grind over them to a mirror finish. So this is all going to look seamless when it's done, all right? All right, we're just going to repeat this process on the other side. All right, not the ideal type of clamps here, but that's what I got. I'm not a welder. I had to improvise and use this chair to hold this up. The magnets were not working out. So I'm gonna throw a couple tacks in these real quick. I'm just gonna see how they look, and then I'm gonna go in with my corners. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a jack on this side. I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to do that again. That is tacked in place. Just wanted to show you how this is going to look before I tack it all up. Just like that. See, now I can fill that in and then I can grind over top. So it'll just look continuous when it's all done. Okay? So that's what we're going to do now. Oh yeah, God, I'm not wearing my welding jacket. That felt good. All right, here we go. I might even just leave it like that. I kind of like those. This is a 2x4 rectangle tubing, okay? Now when we're making our corners, we have to make a 45-degree cut. Now, let me backtrack a little bit here. First, we have to understand what happens when you make a cut. Before we make the cut, this is obviously 2 inches wide. When you make that 45-degree cut, the face opens up. You have an open face, and that'll open up to about roughly 3 inches. Well, that becomes a problem when you go to match up your corners. You're an inch too long. What we have to do is we have to make that first initial 45-degree cut. And then what you were seeing me do is you were seeing me measure. What I'm doing is I'm measuring in 2 inches from the end of that cut. I'm making a mark at the 2-inch mark, and then I'm cutting there. And what that does is it leaves this part right here 2 inches and this 2 inches. So when we go to match it up, it's 2 inches wide and it matches right up. All right, guys, that is the end of part 2. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you are notified when part 3 comes out. Next is going to be rub rails. All right, guys, well, that's it. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, check out these videos. That one's kind of cool. I like that one. That one's cool too. That one's my favorite.